All right, we are back here on Titans Talk. Titans a big winner, 47-25 over the Packers on Sunday at Nissan Stadium. Now 5-5 on the year. A big game coming up now Sunday in Indianapolis. 10 straight losses against the rival Colts. The Titans really need to get over that hump. As I talked to somebody yesterday, when you look at the Titans this year, the beginning of the year, they struggled to get over the hump in that 1-3 start, and they kept saying, look, we're better. This is a better football team than what we were, and I think you could see that in bits and pieces, but it just wasn't coming in the wins. Now, over the last 6 weeks, when they've gone 4-2, you're seeing the proof in the pudding there. This is a better football team. Whatever happens the rest of the way of this season, they took significant strides this year in the offense, certainly the offensive line, as we just talked about. Overall, this is a much better football team. Heck, 5 wins right now equals the total number of wins combined from the last 2 seasons. That's progress. But now the next step is, okay, they're better, but just how much better are they? Lots to look forward to in the last 6 weeks of the year now. What can the Titans do? Your thoughts on that, 737-7767. To me, the next big step is beating the Colts. If you're truly better, you're going to get over that hump. This is not an elite Indianapolis team. This isn't Peyton Manning at its heyday. This isn't even one of the better teams that Andrew Luck has quarterbacked. But they're the hurdle. They're the obstacle that the Titans can't seem to get over. I thought a month ago they had a really good shot to beat Indianapolis at home, and they didn't play well enough to do it. Can they go on the road to Indianapolis this weekend and win at Lucas Oil Stadium, get above 500 for the first time in who knows how long at this point of the season, end that streak against Indianapolis, and really announce themselves as a contender? People are starting to take notice. If you looked around talk shows today, heard some of the ESPN guys on Monday Night Countdown tonight ahead of the Monday night game talking about the Titans. Look out for them. They're headed in the right direction. People are starting to pay attention. But if you win in Indianapolis, now all of a sudden you really announce yourselves as a contender. Because then essentially it becomes a 2-team race within the AFC South, Texans and Titans. You'll have that opportunity later on in the year. But you also look at directly what's coming after the Colts game. If you win in Indy, get to 6-5, then you go to Chicago, a team that got blown out by 26 yesterday in Tampa, of all places. A team that's really struggling. That's a game that you should win. And if you do that, if you win both of these, you'd be 7-5 going into December with a bye week to get fresh for your final 4 games. And while the Broncos and Chiefs are going to be difficult games, those teams look like playoff teams, whether they end up winning the AFC West or get in as wild cards. That's how good that division looks when you also throw in the Raiders. You still got the Jacksonville game. You still have that game against Houston at the end of the year. 7-5 going into December gives yourself all sorts of opportunities to win the division and make yourself a factor in the playoff race. And if you would have told any Titans fans, heck, if you would have told the Titans themselves that that would be the scenario in December, way back when they met in the spring or even in training camp, I think to a man, every single one of them would have taken it. Be relevant. Give yourself a chance. After the last few years, that is all you could ask for. And at least at this moment, that's what the Titans have done. But to me, as I think I've said it every week for about 4 weeks now, this is the biggest game the Titans have played in some time. Because it's true. With each loss, with each win, when you're in the picture, things get magnified. So if you win this weekend, you're 6-5. heading to a game that you should win. Chance to stack and move towards December, as we talk about. You lose, you take a step back, and you're once again below 500, needing that game in Chicago just to get back to the even water mark. Huge game for perception, huge game for reality. That's what the Titans face on Sunday in Indianapolis. Noon kickoff over on News Channel 5. There's a big game yesterday against the Packers. Chance to bounce back after a loss in San Diego the week before. Titans with all those green and gold clad Packer fans in the house at Nissan Stadium, a packed house at Nissan Stadium, and they gave the home fans, not the visiting ones, something to cheer about. Let's take a look at the highlights from yesterday. Things got started in a hurry. Opening kickoff. Titans try the onside kick, but the Packers were ready for it and recover. That looked like it would be a disaster, but the Titans defense gets a 3-and-out, and this is the first offensive play from scrimmage. DeMarco Murray, 75 yards against the NFL's #1 ranked rushing defense, allowing just 75 yards a game. Just like that one play, the disaster's now 7-0 lead, and Murray can do it all. How about the halfback pass to Delaney Walker to make it 14-zip? Walker had a monster day, 9 catches, 124 yards, makes himself available on third down several times on this drive. Then he goes out of the game, and the Packers still can't cover the tight end. Anthony Fasano wide open for the touchdown. It's 21-0. Mariota hit his first 10 passes of the day. That one's a beauty. Rashard Matthews, 32 yards. That made it 28-7. Mariota, 216 yards, 3 touchdowns in the first half. That one to Kendall Wright made it 35-10. The 35 first-half points, the second highest first-half point total in the franchise history by the Titans. And Mariota wasn't done. Tajay Sharp, the rookie. I would say act like you've been there before, but he actually hasn't. That's his first career touchdown catch. Titans with 47 points, their highest point total since 2009. They frankly blow out the Packers. 47-25 the final as Mariota outduels Aaron Rodgers. The defense frustrates the Packers into 3 turnovers, and the Titans are back to 5-5 heading to Indianapolis this week. Big win for the Titans yesterday, an encouraging performance, and when you look at that offense once again, they just keep building. Each week, each time out, they get better and better. John Burton at the game yesterday as well, in the locker room afterwards to hear from the Titans as they talked about that big win. Let's get this week's locker room report from JB.
The Titans had one goal in mind Sunday against the Packers: be aggressive. On offense, they attacked early and often, and once they got the lead, the Titans defense pinned their ears back and went after Aaron Rodgers.
It says a lot, when Coach Malarkey and the rest of the coaches, put that kind of, trust in us. It makes you want to go out there and play that much more better.
We got off to an excellent start. Offense was just hitting on all cylinders, and we were just really trying to compliment them. So we did a pretty good job.
Marcus Mariota shook off last week's turnover-filled game by throwing 4 touchdown passes with no interceptions, in what was perhaps his best performance as a pro.
It was a combination of a lot of things. I thought the guys up front did a great job of giving us some time. Receivers did an unbelievable job all day of creating separation, winning their one-on-one matchups. So really it was, for me, I was just kind of dinking and dunking, and then those guys make plays.
He's been on a roll. When he's on, it's hard to stop him. I feel bad for some defenses. I think he's just improving each week.
So now at 5-5, the Titans are still in the hunt for the postseason, with a big divisional game next week at Indy.
We owe them one. They know it. We let them off the hook the first time, and the old Dennis Green quote. But, it's going to be definitely a good one. AFC South matchup, so it's going to be a good one.
Should be a good one. We'll find out more and more about this Titans team as we head down the stretch. What you have to like so far, though, is the resiliency, the progress, and frankly, the talent. For several years, we've done this show, and people have said, where's the quarterback? Where's the running back? Where's the stars? There's some stars on this team. That last guy you just heard from, Brian Orakpo's got 9 sacks on the year in 10 games. It's one of the best totals in football. His buddy Derek Morgan's wrecking havoc. Jarrell Casey is a monster up front on the defense. Offensively, Murray's been one of the best running backs. Delaney Walker's one of the elite tight ends in football. Rashard Matthews coming on strong at receiver. Marcus Mariota, phenomenal at quarterback. All of a sudden, the Titans have some stars. They've got some weight behind this team. And they're coming together. They seem to like each other. They seem to stick up for each other. In Lawan's case yesterday, too much when he gets kicked out of the game like that. But this is a team that is seemingly headed in the right direction. Phone lines are open, 737-7767. Your thoughts on the game yesterday, the atmosphere yesterday, where this team goes from here. And we go back to the phones and Richard. Richard, good evening. You're next up here on Titans Talk.
Good evening. 2 questions.
Yep.
Number 1, will it be shown on Channel 5 this next week?
Yes.
And at what time?
It's at noon. Noon kickoff in Indianapolis on NewsChannel 5.
And it will be off 5. Okay, my second question is on the quarterback. How many more years does he have with the Titans? And does it look like he might go to a team that would pay more money?
Highly unlikely. Here's the shortest answer I can give to that. He's in his second year of a 4-year rookie contract that has a team option for year 5. It is a near certainty that the Titans will pick up year 5. So he's got at least 3 more years after this season in Tennessee with the Titans. But if he continues to play like this, the Titans will pay him as much money as anybody in the league can, and he almost certainly would stay. I mean, he is the plan and the foundation for the Titans is that Marcus Mariota is the quarterback for a decade to come from this point. And the way he's played so far this year, there's no indication why that plan would not ultimately play out that way.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Yeah, Marcus Mariota, he's the future. He's what the Titans have built around and are trying to build around. And what you've seen this year is a young guy, someone who just turned 23 a couple of weeks ago, really come into his own in the NFL. Remember, NFL offense is much different than what he ran as a quarterback and a Heisman Trophy winner at Oregon. It's not as quick. It's not as simple, frankly. You've got to look at a lot more. You have to direct a lot more people. Last year, he burst onto the scene with the huge 4-touchdown, no interception, perfect passer rating day in Tampa Bay last year. But there were certainly some up and down struggles, a lot of sacks, turnovers at issue at times. I know people point to the San Diego game, some of the games early on in the season, but when you really look at the body of work of the last 6 weeks when this Titans team has seemingly hit their stride, Marcus Mariota has been phenomenal. He's got 17 touchdowns, couple of rushing touchdowns in there, and 3 turnovers. 4 turnovers, sorry. Unfortunately, 3 of them came in 1 game, and that obviously hurt. But the body of work tells you this is a guy that is learning at warp speed. And the talent, the arm talent, and the total physical tools, his ability to make plays with his legs as well. Those types of things you just can't teach. And it's a different skill set than we've seen here. I mean, it's night and day compared to a guy like Zach Mettenberger, but it's way better than Jake Locker. It's way better than Vince Young. And frankly, and this may be blasphemy to a lot of people around here, but in terms of his skill set, Marcus Mariota, as a skill player, is more skilled than Steve McNair. Now, McNair, obviously at this point, way more accomplished as an NFL player. He could certainly run. He had that bulldog, I'm going to win the game at the end, leadership quality about him. We probably haven't seen enough of that from Mariota. But in terms of arm talent and being able to make all the right throws, touch when you need it, throw the deep ball, which, by the way, that almost seems like a funny question now. Can Mariota throw the deep ball as well as he's thrown the deep ball in the last several weeks? The arm talent is unquestioned with Mariota. The athleticism is unquestioned with Mariota. And he just keeps growing and getting better and better. Time for more phone calls coming up. 737-7767 is the number if you'd like to get in on tonight's discussion. We'll also check out some of the keys to the game. Rashad Johnson joined us last night on the Electric Power Company Sunday Sports Central. We'll hear from him. We'll break down Delaney Walker's big day as well. Stay tuned. Much more Titans talk coming your way next here on News Channel 5+.